Welcome back to the Geoff Lems level solving commentary video series. And today we're going to be starting the taxing rank here. So first up, taxing 1, the pit and the pendulum. I think that might be a Pit Lems level title as well. Yeah, one of Stratos packs. Yeah, though it's possible that I might be remembering the title wrong though. Yeah, it's been a while. Alrighty, so if you recall, yeah, from the original Lemmings one, the taxing rank was pretty much where things picked up significantly in difficulty. So yeah, this was pretty much the case with Geoff Lems as well. Anyway, send a Lemming up as a climber here. Yeah, and then we're gonna go ahead and dig a bit off the center here. Yeah, so that the digger gets cancelled and he gets a floater, and then we build up. Yeah, and then we block and then send up another climber. So yeah, they still land on the thin pole there. And then we're gonna go ahead and build and bounce off the blocker. Yeah, so that we make a platform for the crowd. And then we bash on through. Okay, build. Should become a blocker soon. Or just let him build all of it. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and then go ahead and build the crowd out. And that's already it. So yeah, just keep in mind they're going to fall on here first. Or land on here first before falling onto the staircase. So yeah, it's already step up in difficulty here, but yeah, it's still like the beginning of the taxing rank. Yeah, but it definitely will get pretty difficult later on. Taxing 2, planks. Aha, so another repeat here. Yeah, so the rank started with a unique low, and now we're back to repeats. Or back to a repeat. Excuse me. Okay, dig here. One lemming will slip on by, everyone else will be contained in here. Then we're gonna go ahead and dig in the middle. Okay, and then build. Yeah, it will connect with the steel block. So he turns around, and then we're gonna go ahead and build here. Okay, and then he becomes a climber and also a floater. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and build. Okay, and then go ahead and dig down. And then build so that he turns around. Okay, and then build so that they have something to land on when we cut through the staircase. Okay, and then dig, and then finally dig here. Yep, and that's already it. So yeah, this is definitely a step up in difficulty from the original, most definitely. Especially with that trick with turning around. Yeah, it's somewhat considered an advanced trick in my opinion. Taxing 3. Close shave, Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, and I don't exactly know which Kennedy is being referred to here. No, I didn't even realize there was one in, like, Canada, if Geoffster is from Canada. Anyway, mine to the right and then mine to the left. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead, excuse me, and cancel the miner with a builder here. Yeah, let's not go into the trigger area there. Okay, and then cancel the other miner with a builder. And then, well, yeah, we're just gonna continue zigzagging our way down. Yeah, so mine, build, repeat. Yeah, until we get to the exit. So yeah, kind of like kind of like now get out of that from Oh No More Lemmings. So Havoc 6. Yep, and then one final mine, and then they're home scot-free to the exit. Alrighty, taxing 4, lunchbox special. So yeah, another repeat here. I can't remember if this was a fun level or a tricky level.
Let's go.
Okay, mine to the right. Okay, set up a climber, dig down here. And then, yeah, he gets a floater. Okay, mine here, and then cancel with a builder. Yeah, and that's our only builder here. And so dig down here. Yeah, have him turn around so that he can bash through the one-way wall. Okay, and then just simply bash through the remaining obstacles here. Yeah, here it's possible to use just one basher for these two. Okay, and then we're just going to let the climber go on ahead here to open the path to the exit. Okay, bash here, and then finally bash here. So yeah, this one isn't too difficult. Taxi 5, Smuggler's Run. So yeah, this should be another repeat.
Let's go.
Okay, so primary skill given our builders. We have plenty of them. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bomb here. They're gonna fall on top of here. And then, yeah, they should be able to traverse this just fine. Okay, send up a climber. And then, yeah, he also gets a floater. Yeah, that's not a trap. Otherwise, there would have been a secondary animation. Okay, looks like I have him. I'll fall down this high fall here. And then, yeah, set up another climber. Yeah, he also gets a floater. Yeah, blocker. And then, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and build. Twice? No. Yeah, I think that's, almost splat height. Yeah, and then we're gonna go ahead and build back to the left here. So, takes 5 builders, and then I bomb the blocker. And then, yeah, finally, we just build a crowd out. Yeah, takes 3 builders. So yeah, almost splat height. Yeah, and then this boat here that we saw in the original, yeah, also here as well, since, again, this is just a repeat, so therefore the layout is the same. Taxing 6, containment. So, repeat a tricky one here.
Let's go.
So, plenty of diggers here. Yeah, only 2 builders. Okay, dig here. Yeah, and then dig here. Dig here. Yeah, so the crowd would be contained in here, and then I canceled the second digger with a basher. He gets a floater, and then build when we land down here, and then this digger also gets a floater. Yeah, then we block to turn the builder. Yeah, and then one more builder here. So yeah, this isn't black high anymore. Yeah, then we go ahead and bash the crowd out, and that's it. So instead of a left side solution, this is a right hand side solution. So I would probably say, yeah, this is a bit harder than the original. Taxing 7, Mondrian. I think that's how you say it. I don't even know what that is actually. Okay, whatever, except for the bombers when we're at 2, and we only have 5 skill types here. So missing the climber, floater, and the miner. Yeah, bomber faller. And same thing here. Yeah, and then we build across the gap, and then we block here. Yeah, and then we dig here. And then that's already it, I think. Yes. So, just a basher remaining. Taxing 8, Magic Bus.
Let's go.
Okay, so pretty interesting skill set here. 2 climbers, 3 floaters, 1 bomber, 3 blockers, 1 builder, 3 bashers, 1 miner, and 1 digger. So set up the first one becomes a climber, second one becomes a blocker. Okay, he also gets a floater, the climber does. Yeah, then I send up another climber at this time. Okay, dig here, and then he gets a floater. Okay, block here so that we turn the digger around. And now we bash on to the left. Okay, and then build. Does he turn around? I don't remember if he does. No, looks like not. But that's okay, we can afford to lose a few more. And then we bash the crowd free, and that's it. Yeah, that was just a climber or the athlete. And then we bomb the blocker. So, 1 over the requirement. Taxi 9, donut level.
Let's go.
Donuts. No. Okay, he becomes a climber. Okay, bash on through and then build. And then block to contain the crowd. Yeah, let him climb. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, so I built the other way now. Okay. And looks like the same thing here. Okay, bash on through. Excuse me. And then build. And looks like we just walk along the ladders here. Yeah, climbs up through this. Okay, and then build to get to the arrow. Okay, bash on through. Yeah, now he lands on top of here. And then we go ahead and build over the gap. Okay, and then mine. Okay, and then bash on through. Yeah, and then we just bash back towards the crowd here. And then we have him turn around. We don't bash through here. I guess technically it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and then bash. Yeah, bomb the blocker. Yeah, and then finally bash through the poles here. Yep, and that's it. Aha, so the donut pit here. And finally, Taxing 10, Tiny Town.
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna mine, and then we dig right behind the miner. So looks like we're gonna contain the crowd here while the miner goes on. Okay, build over the trap. And then same thing here. Okay, bash on through. Okay, send up a climber. Build over the gap, of course. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and mine. Okay, bash on through. Yeah, and then we stop the basher right here when he makes a hole. Okay, and then finally bash the crowd free. Yep, and that's it. So, somewhat tricky, but yeah, it's still not like super hard. Alrighty, so that was the first 10 levels of the taxing rank, and so next time we will continue with 10 more. So with this, hope you enjoyed the my level solving commentary video, and I'll see you all next time.